there. Thanks for joining me again. Mark Carney and the G7 agenda, Canada's priorities, which are defense, trade, and climate, what it means domestically and globally. Canada's just wrapped up the G7 summit with a bold vision under Prime Minister Mark Carney. But Carney isn't aiming for headlines. He's targeting substance, strengthening defense, reshaping trade, and tackling climate challenges head-on. First, let's talk about defense. Canada has long lagged behind NATO's 2% GDP benchmark, hovering around 1.4 in 2024. That stops now. Carney commits to reaching 2% within the year, 5 years ahead of schedule. This isn't just lip service. It includes new drones, submarines, Arctic sensors, radar systems, and investments in domain defense manufacturing, and a clear goal: reduce dependency on U.S. suppliers. Why does this matter? Economically, this government spending injects billions into Canadian industries and signals that we can defend our territorial sovereignty, especially in the Arctic, where global tensions are rising. Next up, trade and economic resilience. With Trump back in power and slapping tariffs on Canadian steel, Carney is seeking Trump-proof economy. He's pushing renegotiations of trade terms with the United States, pursuing bilateral deals with the UK and EU, and bringing nations like India to the G7 table, recognizing India's role as the world's fifth largest economy. Domestically, that's jobs, infrastructure investment, and higher paying employment stemming from private sector's partnership, aligned with his G7 theme, securing partnerships for future prosperity. Finally, climate and energy security. Though Carney recently dropped the consumer carbon tax, his G7 priorities include rethinking industrial carbon pricing and incentivizing green initiative, especially in an energy infrastructure. This balances economic realities with climate commitments. So, in summary, a defense build-up that strengthens sovereignty and stimulates the domestic defense sector, a diversified trade strategy aimed to reducing U.S. dependency and opening global markets, and of course, a climate-smart economy approach that aligns sustainable with competitiveness. Carney's G7 is less about optics and more about action. Canada as a leader in global defense, trade resilience, and climate innovation. Thank you for watching, and until next time.